we'll start with a post from Candace Owens, who's got 6.5 million views on this post as of this morning with 17,000 retweets, saying our show will be off the air this week. As an update, both the White House and our counterterrorism agencies have confirmed receipt of what I reported publicly. Emmanuel Macron attempted to organize my assassination, per a source close to the first couple. Also, I will again state that the French legionnaires were involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination, but they did not act alone. For all of you who doubted my claims, you can now look to the President of the United States and our intelligence communities to issue a statement to confirm whether I am telling the truth. I'm just going to start right off the bat and say it. And you know, I recognize there is a challenge in covering a story like this and trying to break these things down and be honest, because there are faithful individuals to her and her audience who trust her. And if you approach someone outside of your group as an enemy or at least as an other, they will immediately ignore you. So the first thing I will say is you learn this working for nonprofits, any kind of sales. Rapport is the first and most important thing you have to do to convince someone. However, I will say this to you, my friends. I am not here to try and trick you into believing something. I am going to say it as is. And if people don't want to hear that, that's just too bad. You don't got to listen to me. The first thing I'm going to point out that starting the post off with our show will be off the air this week, followed up by the White House has confirmed receipt of what I reported, the assassination attempt. This is we call this in social engineering, assumptive reasoning, manipulation 101. It is when you combine, and you guys have heard me talk about this all the time. It's when you combine two unrelated statements to make it seem like they are related. The news does this, the corporate press does this all the time. So you get the point. Starting off, I have contacted the White House. They have confirmed receipt of the assassination plot against me with our shows off the air. What I have already heard from people, they believe she's taking her show off the air this week because she fears she's going to be assassinated. She's lying low. That was the assumption she was trying to create with the post. Now, we got a great sponsor. It is Beam Dream. Head over to shopbeam.com, my friends, /Timpool and pick up your Beam Dream, your nighttime sleep blend. Helps you sleep better. I drink this stuff every night. I swear by it. It is delicious. It's got melatonin, magnesium, L-theanine. It is fantastic. And right now, you will get their early Black Friday sale, 50% off. I really do think it's fantastic. And this is legit. I do drink it every single night. My sleep improved. I didn't even know it could improve. And now for the past several months, I've been having consistently good sleep. And you guys know that I recently had a baby. So that's pretty impressive. Good stuff, Beam Dream. This also creates plausible deniability where she will then say, I never said that. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to tell you this right now. As, 15 years ago, I'm hanging out at Hackerspaces. The school of hacking that I was very much involved in is called social engineering, which is basically human hacking. Almost all of the hacking that you've heard of, like a major hack occurred and the grid went down, was not computer code, computer manipulation. It is manipulation of people. For example, what you do is you call an office, and don't do this, by the way, but this is one of the things they do. You call an office and say, hey, this is Jim down in IT. We're doing some repairs. Is this Janice? And she'll be like, yes. I'm like, I need you to do me a favor because we're trying to fix the network. Is there a black box next to your computer? It is. You see the wire? Is there a yellow wire coming out? Okay. Can you read the numbers off the back of that? And they go, sure. What does that matter? And then they've just given you access to the entire network. They've given you the passwords, all of these things. This is what Candace is doing. It's intended to create assumptive reasoning followed by plausible deniability. There's no reason to make this post, followed by I can confirm receipt of what I reported publicly. For many people who don't understand, it sounds like the White House is confirming in some capacity that what she's saying is true. What she's actually saying is that she got a read on a text message. She texted someone, hey, they're trying to kill me, and it said read, and she goes, I got confirmed receipt from the White House. It's all manipulative language. Saying the French legionnaires are involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I have no problem saying it. I absolutely might be wrong. Candace may be right about everything. I think she's very intelligent. I think she knows what she's doing. And this could all be true. But I would be willing to bet, let's just call it a handsome sum of money, that what she's saying is just completely false. But don't take it from me. I'm going to throw it to you guys that are just ranting. What do you think?
Well, I have 3 notes in my phone, but I want to start right here. Let's start at the very end, okay? For all you who doubted my claims, you can now look to the President of the United States. So wait a second. So Trump is the one that has to confirm her claims, which basically says, oh, I don't have to prove what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? She passes it off on somebody else, right? And she's also playing this game where if the White House doesn't confirm it, then they must be getting $7,000 from Israel.
Can you imagine if Donald Trump was getting paid to tweet by Israel?
This
$7 grand, Donald.
Right. I look. I have met a lot of people. I've been talking to some. I'm done being diplomatic. I've been saying that for a while. I've been talking to a handful of people in and around Turning Point, and particularly about things Candace has been saying, and nobody has the balls to speak out and do anything.
Yeah.
When Megyn Kelly was on stage with Ben Shapiro and he said that Candace claimed that Erica murdered Charlie Kirk, Megyn Kelly immediately said, well, I don't watch Candace. I have no idea that she said something like that. And the important thing you got to consider, I criticize Candace Owens. I also think she's very good and very smart on a lot of things too. I'm trying to call it like I see it, but on this, I think this is absolutely this is BS, and I think she knows it's BS. I believe Megyn Kelly said what she said because she's afraid of offending Candace Owens' audience and Candace herself, because Candace is powerful with 7 million followers on one platform, 10 on another, getting millions of views per episode. I have no such fears or concerns, and I've talked to a lot of people in and around Turning Point that will tell you explicitly they are reeling from what she is doing. She is causing strife inside and outside of and around Turning Point, but they're all too cowardly to say anything because her audience is big and they fear they'll make it worse. And I'm like, yeah, you probably would. But I'll tell you this, sitting back and letting her do 2 months of shows where she's now insinuating they're trying to assassinate her and the French killed Charlie and just saying these things, which are just the craziest things imaginable. Look, is this really where the right wants to go? Because I got to be honest with you, I'm not interested in being part of a movement that won't speak out against this stuff. And I'm going to say this too, okay? Tucker can interview whoever he wants. I will defend. We had this big debate on last Friday, and all of these, I guess, like, I don't know what faction you call this. Who are these guys, the conservative side, that like hate Nick? You know what I mean?
That hate Nick?
Yeah, like the people who are saying
Christian conservatives?
No, it's like,
Establishment, right?
I guess, you got the Babylon Bee guys. I'm a fan of the Babylon Bee. I like those guys, but they're very much like, we will not tolerate these people on the right who are bad, but they'll also they'll very much tolerate progressives who've done things worse.
Yeah. Okay.
I defended Tucker Carlson's right to interview anybody. I think Tucker's great. I disagree with him on a lot of things. I think Nick is absolutely abhorrent on a lot of things, the Hitler stuff he said. But I also see there's reasons why young people are following him. I think Candace is right on a lot of things. But there are too many people that are just too scared to speak out and call it out. I'm hearing behind the scenes people saying, well, we can't have infighting right now. It's getting worse. It's getting bad. And I'm like, dude, if you guys want to sit back and just let this happen to the conservative movement, like, by all means, I'm not interested. You know what I mean? I'll go live in a van down by the river. I'll make videos and do commentary on the things that I think are true. But Megyn Kelly then came out and she was like, I reviewed after what Ben said, and that was not true. And it's like, listen, any reasonable person can see what Candace is saying and see the implication that either Erica is completely ignorant to the assassins around her who murdered her husband or was in some way knowledgeable or involved in what was going on. The idea that she doesn't know she's saying this is silly. And again, I'm going to say this. I doubt she'll respond to this. She doesn't need to. She's got a bigger show, right? But starting off a post about how you've confirmed at the White House receipt that they're trying to murder you and our show will be off the air absolutely is an intent to imply I'm going into hiding, even though it's actually just Thanksgiving.
Correct. Yeah. And to follow up, as an update, both the White House and our counter terrorism agencies have confirmed receipt of what I reported publicly. So wait a second. Does that mean somebody at the White House intern hit the like button on her post? Like, what is this? Like, who'd she follow her report with? X? Like, that's who she followed. Like, you're supposed to take this up with the authorities officially, get some attorneys involved. No, she's saying that this X post or previous X posts are official public reporting.
You know what, man? I'm wrong.
And what is a public?
I'm wrong. I got to learn this technique. To be fair, actually, I know the technique. I got to use it because, as you guys know, we get death threats all the time. You know what I don't say? There's an assassination plot against me, and I can confirm the FBI is aware and tracking this.
Right.
That is a true statement.
Yeah.
It is a fact. So in the past couple of months, I've shown some of the people the threat only internally, and I've not shared it publicly because it's specific and it's got her address and things like that. But there are several others that are low. There are low tier and high tier, very credible threats, and I have been in direct contact with the FBI over these threats. And this is true though, and they have told me that they're tracking this down and that they believe they might know who this person is. And I'm like, okay, just do your thing.
Right.
I could say it like that, or I can open my show and say,
We're going on
friends,
the air.
I am here to tell you that we will be off the air this week. There is something serious going on right now that I can't speak too much about, but there's an active assassination plot against me. I have no choice. I have been in contact with the FBI. They have confirmed these are credible threats and there's an active plot. And I will tell you this, the government is involved. So I won't be around for the next few days, but trust me, we'll figure this out, and Godspeed.
You know, you can
Now, here's the important thing. The government is involved. The government is involved in tracking down the threats.
Right.
But it sounds like I'm saying they're trying to kill me. You see, we can play these games all day and night, and you know what? You get views from it.
The great news is, if you did do that, you'd be nominated for a grifty. You'd be, you and Candace would be fighting for the grifties this year.
Oh, I can't beat her. Come on. Bridget McCrone is a man.
That's what I was wondering. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, so this is hard-hitting journalism here that you're telling me a foreign leader just so happens to have a phallus? Like, this is, what am I supposed to do with this information as a viewer? Like, it's not America First, it's not America Only, it's not MAGA, it's not right-wing, it's not conservative, it's not politics, it is just straight-up National Enquirer, which leads to my next point. Candace Owens is the Oprah for malls, okay? So malls is my term for middle-aged white women. So you got a bunch of these middle-aged white women who sitting at home who are just now getting red pill, right? So instead of going to Alex Jones, who I believe Candace Owens is being used to just drown out, like we haven't heard from Alex, right? But because Candace Owens has basically put a cloud over his name, but she comes in and now she's the new tinfoil person because she's more palatable. She's a mother. She speaks so well. And she was well connected to this whole conspiracy around. So she's the new Oprah that these women go to for drama.
It's true crime.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.